for staying with us at After Post Live. What better way to end our first show, and we're not close to ending it, with the newest member of the NYRA television team, my good friend Paul Duca is joining us.
Yeah, it's crazy. Growing up sort of in the LA Dodger uniform for parts of 7-8 years and only playing for the Mets for 2 years, I feel like the Met fans are way more loyal than those Dodgers fans.
You much better more tweeting about the Mets. You were pretty involved when they were playing a couple of years ago.
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Arizona. I think a lot of people don't realize that. I think a lot of people realize I was raised in Brooklyn, but I wasn't. I was raised in Arizona. So when I was a kid, there was only the Phoenix Suns. That's it. There was no Arizona Diamondbacks. There was no Arizona Cardinals. There was no Coyotes. They had the Phoenix Roadrunners. So, basically the Suns were it. So I used to go to spring training games as a kid. Yeah, for teams, yes. Yeah.
So you went to spring training baseball games?
Yeah, you go to spring training games. I remember my favorite player ended up being Paul Molitor because I ran into him at a red light, and I was like 9 years old. I had a baseball and a baseball card, and I ran up to him at a red light, and he signed my card, and he immediately became my favorite player.
And you remember that the rest of your career?
100%.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing, right, what a difference it can make.
It really can, because I think a lot of people always ask me, do you ever get tired when people ask you for an autograph or a picture? They're lying if they ever say they do.
You shouldn't. I mean, without fans, and it's true of racing, and obviously very true of baseball, without fans, without kids coming to games, there's no future for it. We got nothing. We're broke. We got nothing.
Well, I think a lot of kids and a lot of young athletes now are just so oblivious to that point. You make a great point. If the fans don't show up, you don't get paid. The owner loses money, so you end up going somewhere else. I've seen it happen. I played for the Florida Marlins. I was part of that team that went everywhere else. Listen to me. I was the last person traded. I get it. And Jeffrey Lurie is one of my good friends. He was trying to get a stadium, and he could not, and so he sold us off. So it happens in life. So you got to take whatever you can and what you're granted for, what you're blessed for.
Right. I mean, your alternative is to not be nice. Where's that going to get you?
A couple places.
Right.
Well, it's got to do a lot of places.
Just wait. The season's young. There's no over-under on how long before Paul and I have a fight on the air. Now, when you and I are actually paired together, was it August 2nd and 3rd? You kind of got a circle in the club.
By the way, did you realize when they sent out the schedule, like, how many shows are there? There's 40-something. They didn't put us together a lot. I think that was done intentionally. Yeah.
I didn't know. It's just, well, you're taking the spot of Richie. Richie was on the roof, and I'm also scared of being on the roof. I'm scared of heights.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the roof.
No, I don't love the roof.
Yeah.
I take people on the roof, but I get nervous on the roof.
No worries.
You'll be fine. You and Greg will. So Saratoga. Now you've been here. You never. What's the most amount of time you spent in Saratoga?
About a couple of years ago, it was like 30 days, something like that. That's about the most time. But I've come up here almost every summer, except last summer I did not come. But when I did play for the Mets, the one thing that was great about Saratoga, you ran on Mondays. So usually when you had an off day when you played for them. In the big leagues, you got that rare Thursday off, which is you're going for the track for sure, at least for me. But
did you come to Saratoga on off days?
Yeah, it was. And my other racetrack name was Moises Alou. A lot of you know Moises Alou.
He was at Belmont all the time.
Yeah, big time horse runner. And he used to get the books for every sale. He'd buy horses. He's got a big operation in Dominican. And then for a lot of Yankee fans, Ricky Leday was a big horse guy, and so was your Vittoriolo. So guys I played with, we used to go to the racetrack with. Tim Wallach, a coach, an ex-player, we used to go to OTBs with. We used to come down to Saratoga on Mondays, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I was a kid and started going to Belmont in the late 70s, Mickey Rivers. Mickey was at Belmont all the time. Mickey would be in the interim list, and Yankees be at home and he'd be at Belmont. And I remember hanging out with somebody, and Mickey Rivers comes running over to see who the guy liked. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Mickey Rivers. Like, it's just amazing. But he was an action junkie.
There's a lot of legend about Mickey. I don't know Mickey personally, but there's a lot of legend about him.
They said, I remember when they traded in Texas, and remember what the stories being, there was no racing in Texas at the time. That was when they traded him. You like the track?
Probably a good way to go. You only can take money out of your... Well, if you're going to Texas, you only can take money out of your checking. You can't even take it out of your savings. You know that?
No.
Yeah, at the racetrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're straight.
Well, there's no AEW, right?
No.
It's a rough state. It must have been tough for Mickey. What did he do? Go to the fairgrounds, like he's going to New Orleans? Things work out for him?
True.
And Jim Cobb just said every summer, too.
Big race fan. Jim is. Lloyd McClendon, Jimmy Leland. When I used to go to Detroit, it was crazy. Instead of going to Hazel Park with Jim Leland and Lloyd McClendon playing horses with the opposing manager. And I remember I was asking him, what is Verlander going to throw me here and there? We were messing around, betting some horses. But there's a lot of guys in baseball, a lot of guys in hockey that are involved in horse racing. They really don't realize they're involved in other countries. Like I said, your Victoria Alba, who caught the big leagues for a long time, has a very expensive stable in Venezuela. Ricky Leday's in Puerto Rico, and like I said, was Dominican. But there's a lot of guys I played with that own horses. Rocco Baldelli was a guy that was a very good player for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, but then he got hurt. He breeds horses in Florida, so there's a lot of connections with guys like that.
And do you own horses still?
I owned it about close to 20. At one time, I had with Doug O'Neill when I played with the Dodgers. 2001, 2002, right around.
Now, were there ever games that you were playing? You know, maybe you were involved in Hit 6 or some bet going on in the game? How'd that work?
Well, I do got one
You're
story.
not leaving.
I'll tell you my one story. Okay, it's a true story. I never really got to see any of my horses win in the winner's circle. So what I would do is I would watch on the television, and that was that. So I'll never forget, I got a text from Mike Smith one day. He loved the horse in the maiden race. His name happened to be Giacomo. So he was 6-1 that day. I bet out on him, made a pretty big score. So in 2005, or 2004, I got traded to the Marlins. 2005, I lived basically across the street.
He had a good year, John.
Yeah, I basically lived across the street from Calder Racecourse. Mike Welsh, one of our good friends, and Clockers here at Saratoga. I used to go visit Mike all the time, go place my bets for Mike. So he asked me who I liked in the Derby that year. Well, I had bet futures on Giacomo, the whole 9 yards. Well, the Marlins decided to schedule a 5:25 game that day. This is true. I was out of my mind. So the first inning goes off, and I'll never forget Mike Lowell, and Jeff Conine, both of them, because I had told them I liked the horse. They're telling me, they're basically saying, hey, they're basically in the game. Okay? And Josh Beckett's throwing, did we get out of the inning? A ground ball to shortstop, double play. I come running into the clubhouse, and they're running around the backstretch, and next thing I know, I see Giacomo coming. One of the biggest hits of my life. I won a lot of money that day. And I was jumping up and down, and all the clubhouse kids, the whole 9 yards. I remember the clubhouse kid came in and goes, bro, you're on deck. So I'm like, what? So I had already had my gear on. I didn't take any of my gear off. I just had all my stuff off. I took everything off, went up there, and we were playing the Expos. And Brian Schneider was the catcher. I'm like, bro, I just won about 80,000. Don't worry about it. Just have me throw it right down the middle, then a ground ball to shortstop, and everything's gonna be fine. That was the best out I ever had in my career.
Probably the best bet during the ball game story as well.
Yes.
Yeah, there are some baseball-related people that started to be nameless. I remember hearing occasionally. I know they were betting, betting on the phone and stuff and getting involved. It's a lot of baseball players. I mean, well, a lot of the travel too. You travel around. You play night games and you have days off, or even day games and nights off. I used to see a lot of guys on medal lines in the old days.
Yeah, well, the easy part to do was that you could play your races or whatever, or study the form at night. It was a form for me to concentrate. I was studying constantly. I mean, I had to study pitchers my whole career, and you get these big charts, almost like this. When a lot of people look at this and they don't know horse racing, the vernacular is completely different. It's the same when I'm looking at inside edge or a pitcher throwing to this guy, to Chipper Jones to that. So the correlation was pretty easy for me because it's somewhat similar. You got to try to find the weaknesses and your strengths. So I enjoyed it. I used to study, shadow pick them here and there, and then on the weekends, whenever I had time to play, obviously it would never take time away from my baseball time, but yeah, I would always DVR, see how I would do, and always play in the big days.
It's hard to miss. You're right. I guess it's a catcher. you catchers and pitchers must do the most studying of players because you really know all the players as well.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's a double-edged sword because you get a book. I mean, that's that thick about everybody's weakness, and everybody's weakness is not your pitcher's strength. So I was always taught that the right pitch the wrong pitch with conviction is better than the right pitch with non-conviction. And I think it's the same way when it comes to this. And when you're looking at some things, you're like, oh, Chipper Jones struggles against changeups inside. Well, my guy cannot throw a changeup inside. He's got no shot at doing that. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. I think it's the same thing when you look at a racing form. Sometimes numbers can be phony. Sometimes they can be right on. But the thing is your gut. And the gut feeling that you have, and the gut feeling that I felt when I was catching, the same gut feeling that you have here. I think you need to read outside the box, especially when it comes to horse racing.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that some more. We're going to take a quick break. Paul is not going to leave us, though. We're back, by the way, with Paul Duca, the newest member of the NYRA team. We're excited to have you here. Well, here's the clock report.
And thank you again.
I know, I should.
Well, I use the clock reports in certain situations. I don't understand why people use the clock reports ever for turf racing. Because I've seen horses that can run, I'm not a buyer guy.
You mean 2-year-olds or just in general?
In general, can run 30 on the dirt and then they run to 90 on the turf. So it doesn't matter to me how they're working in the morning as long as the maintenance and you know the trainer. Some of the 2-year-olds, I think it's important, some of the 2-year-olds, on how they get out of the gate. But I think the comment lines you need to look at when you look at the running or when you look at some of the workouts, broke okay, broke fine. When they break slow, you're going to lose your serotonin. You break slow, you're dead. I mean, it's just the bottom line. There's a few horses that can circle fields that you'll see once a meet.
I don't need to bet.
Yes, exactly.
So how did you get involved with broadcasting on racing, making the transition from racing to, from baseball to racing?
Well, when I started with Stink in about 2008, yeah, so like in 2009, I was actually looking for a job. I was still trying to play baseball, and then Simon Bray was a good friend. I started owning horses when I was with the Dodgers. He was actually my first trainer. And then when he left to start broadcasting, I gave my horses to Doug O'Neill. So 2009, I'm actually in New York. I'm in Garden City. He goes, hey, why don't you come out and do the Belmont? And Tony Alavato had the courage to put me on. And Tony now...
He's now with us in NYRA.
Yeah, with us in NYRA. And I never thought, ever. I went back to try to make a comeback with the Colorado Rockies. And darn Ichiro broke it for me. I was going to make that dang team, and then he tried to steal second. The last day of spring training, I went to throw, and my arm went with it. And there went my everything else. I had to get surgery on my arm. So, ended my career. So I was fine with that, but then Tony always said, you're welcome with me, and always had my back, and I never forgot that. So then now here with NYRA, couldn't be more excited, to be honest with you.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here, and that's absolutely genuine. It's funny, all these people saying, like, oh, Serling and Duca can be fighting there. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, I know that nothing you read on Twitter is ever true. You and I have been friends for years. We've always gotten along pretty well.
Yeah, and I always respect your opinion. I don't respect a lot of opinions, I'm going to be honest with you. So there's a few people here and there. There's a couple you do want to call, like, your cousin up in Ohio, like in a couple of movies and cross them out. But yeah, I respect opinions. I think the crew that we have, I think Gabby's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Tom, I've worked with Tom and Greg, and obviously Maggie Wolfendale. But I respect Gabby so much too, in her opinion, and yours as well. So I'm excited to work. I think I'm going to have to step up my game, to be honest.
No, well, it's just be sort of fun having you here and change things up and stuff. Right? It really is going to be enjoyable. Of course, Gabby's joining us full time as well, and having Maggie and Pat. I'm happy for Maggie that she's not carrying a kid around.
Yes, true.
She was so impressive last summer carrying the kid, and having Gabby. And Gabby's another one. People think I don't get along with Gabby. I'm very close, and I love to talk with her and give a great time. And she can take it and give it back.
What I love about both girls is that, women, is that they have their opinion. If they don't like your opinion, they're not a yes person. I love that. I'm a person that's going to give you my opinion, my honest opinion. What I give you on air is what I'm going to bet. I'm not that guy 100%. But I was talking to Gabby today, and she was telling me, oh, I don't like that horse. I was like, you're crazy. You're going to bet a horse that Maryland bred tomorrow. That's like...
She can't stop with the Maryland.
Oh, but I told her, she came back with a homer to me. I'm like, and then she got me actually good because she homered me back. So it was actually pretty fun. But
she's the worst.
It's going to be actually really good. But and like I said, I respect her opinion so much. We're going over some horses today. I'm really excited.
No, it's going to be a great meeting. I mean, there's just so much about Saratoga. And I mean, what is your favorite memory from Saratoga, from playing here or races in general? Do you have any particular memories?
Yeah, I have a couple of good memories from here. A couple of years ago, I stayed here for about 30 days and
called me early on Sunday.
Yeah, and had a problem one night. I got really intoxicated, said something bad to somebody, and I called Andy and said, Andy, please apologize to this person because I don't remember what happened.
He called me at like 7:45, and I'm like, why does Paul call you 7:45? He said like, and I said to him, if that's the worst thing you do in Saratoga this summer, it's going to be a very good summer.
Nice guy.
We don't have much time left. I want to thank my guests, Rajiv Baran, Brad Cox, and of course Paul Duca. Let's hear it from Paul. It's going to be a great summer. You'll be seeing Ryan. It's going to be a great summer with him. I want to thank everybody that came down to the party class to join us for our first show. Come back any and every Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate the party class. Our sponsors.